Okay, I got cut off there, so we're gonna just recap real quick what I was going over, and then we'll wrap up here. Um, so we're talking about opportunity zones, and we're talking about these opportunity zones that we've identified in Bitcoin. Like clearly, any time in Bitcoin's history is going to be like a big, massive opportunity, right? Like that is an amazing place to buy Bitcoin anytime, like throughout this period, all the way through here, right? And really, that definitely continued all the way until like really like here, like this price right here. This is like $2,000-3,000, like even $10,000, like all of this. Like now, this is all opportunity. Like all of that. That is all. You make a lot of money. You buy any of that. Okay, but like extreme opportunity. This is extreme opportunity. All this is extreme opportunity. This is extreme opportunity. This extreme opportunity, right? And here also extreme opportunity. We can kind of see that over here when we're looking at Aesop's numbers, right? Like, remember, Aesop was publishing this like back here, right? And his rainbow, like this is a very close approximation of what he published, and you can like it illustrates like you know extreme opportunity here. Well, like we step down, like these. This is an extreme opportunity zone, like down here. Now this is like an in like this is not a great model, right? Like it's just basically straight up forever. So like it's not like this is here for historical reasons, but it's still like interesting. Like you can still see like this is kind of like this was our delusion of like back here 2014, and then like our delusions changed, and now like here's our other next like here this is like okay, Bitcoin $8,000, like it went sideways. You could buy Bitcoin like anytime in here for like $8,000 to $10,000. Like you made a pretty good return, and we're still early in this cycle. Like that's what I'm really trying to get across is like what we're going through now is like extremely low volatility. I mean, if like in previous cycles, when we look at these compounding daily periodic rates, like these would go up to like point like these ones from like recent years, like they'd go up to like you know 0.6% daily. Like that's extremely high, and we never these never really got above 0.35%. Maybe 2020 got up to 0.4% daily return from like buying in the beginning of 2024. Like these are your start prices, right? So looks like we also got a new MoonMath since the last video went up. So like that's really what we're looking at. This is like historically what is going on and where are we headed. So like this is the last section. Like what's the road ahead? Where are we going? What is going on? What are we going to be doing? Um, we're going to stay in the rainbow, right? Like probably we're going to probably like generally in Bitcoin's history it stays in the rainbow, right? And the rainbow gets worse and worse at predicting the price of Bitcoin as time goes on. But also like this range is massive, right? Like up here, this is what like 500,000 right around here. Top of the rainbow, bottom of the rainbow is like what like 20,000, 20,000 to 500,000. Visually it looks big, right? Like visually this looks like a consolidated area, but this is a massive range, and the range gets bigger, right? Like here, bottom of the rainbow, this is what like 30,000, 40,000. So bottom hasn't gone up that much. Top has gone up to like a million, over a million. It's like almost like right here. That's 2 million. So that's kind of the trick of log graphs. So they can like convince you of things that may or may not be true. But like generally, you know, you can see when things move down to the bottom. And eventually the MoonMath table is going to be wrong, right? Like the only thing we know is that these models all will break down eventually. None of them will last forever. And that's sort of the point of making them. Now, will it fail because it goes out the bottom, or will it fail because it goes out the top? And nobody has any answer to that. Historically, this has worked out very well. Eventually, it will fail. No one knows when it will fail, and no one knows if it will fail because the price went high or because the price went low. And that's the reality. And that's where we're headed. We're headed into an uncertain period. All of this is uncertainty. And like you bet on your racehorse, like you can bet on the S&P 500 and you can have very small returns, and like number goes up with S&P 500 as well. But eventually reaches the top. It's like, to me, the S&P 500 looks toppy. It looks like eventually it's going to pull back and you'll lose 20% on it. But like Bitcoin will lose 20% like before your breakfast tomorrow, and that it is a volatile asset. And if you want to get into even smaller cap cryptos, your volatility is even higher, and your like risk reward over time, the volatility of Bitcoin is trending down, but like the opportunity of what Bitcoin turns into over time is extraordinarily high. So that's it. That's the whole thing, at least for now. I don't think I covered everything I wanted to cover in as much detail as I wanted to, but it's been going on for too long. So thanks, guys.